Hello, beautiful people. Today we are going to be playing with some resin. I'm using art resin. I have both the hardener as well as the resin. So we're just going to do 2 equal parts and pour in a cup to mix here. Now it's important that you make sure you stir it slowly and get all the little corners and everything out to make sure it's mixed extremely well. Otherwise, it will not cure properly. I've run into this many times. So we just want to take our time when we're mixing up the contents and make sure they're equal parts. Also, for this one, I did 100 milliliters of hardener and 100 milliliters of resin and mixed them into this cup. Also, if you need to find out how much resin you need for any particular project you're doing, you can go to art resin or just Google art resin calculator or resin calculator, and they'll tell you based off of your feet, if it's 8 by 8 inches or 12 by 12, it'll tell you how much resin approximately you need. Always mix up a little more because there's always something. So now we're gonna get to these colors. I'm really excited. This painting was done on my youngest sister's birthday. She recently committed suicide, and it's only been 2 months and we're still dealing with all of that. But I wanted to create a piece with her in mind, and this piece is called Eternal Sunset. That's one of her favorite times, and I just wanted to do something on her birthday to honor her. It's taken me a few weeks to get up the nerve to finish editing this video, but I hope that, I know she would have liked it if she could see it, and I know she can, but so here we have a medium yellow. This is the orange is a metallic orange by Artist Loft. It's metallic orange, and then I'm adding this mica powder. I'm adding is this little piggy. It's Horizon. So they both have this really nice metallic, shiny metalness to it. The magenta I'm using was from Golden. I also added Artist Loft magenta, so I mixed 2 different magentas. One's a opaque color and one's transparent. Then we have the dioxazine, I think that's how you say it, purple. So it's a very deep purple violet color that we're going to mix up here. Next, we should be moving on to the gold, mixing up the gold here. And the gold is actually from AGA Studios. I actually took a course from Agnes Rope for her large geodes, and so I purchased some of her items, and this is their gold color that she uses, which is really pretty, and I love how it interacts with heat if you do it. Really nice. Add enough pigment, it'll have some nice effects when you apply heat to it. So I'm just gonna mix all of these up and we'll get started. So now that I have all my colors mixed up, it's about time to go ahead and just start putting the colors on the canvas. So first I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of the dioxazine purple and then some of the magenta. Now, I don't really have a rhyme or reason. I'm just kind of laying it out, putting it down in a sporadic pattern, kind of making sure the colors are mixed and evenly. I am trying as much as possible to keep the purple away from the yellow, because what tends to happen with yellow and like deeper colors, sometimes they give you these murky greenish tints, and I really don't want that for this. So sometimes I will put it right next to the purple, right next to the yellow, but for the most part I kind of try to have something in between the yellow and purple, and you'll see that as I continue to layer the colors, I go in and do that, add a little bit of the magenta to kind of separate the two in some areas. So now I'm just taking it and kind of trying to spread it around. I know I have more than enough resin because I did use the calculator, but now we're gonna go ahead and use our fingers to kind of mix some of this around so that it spreads a little easier. And some more of that dioxazine purple. Not really getting the composition I want so far. That's the thing with resin, you kind of just got to work with it and play with it a little bit for you to get the result that you're looking for. And even if you play with it, it's not guaranteed that it's going to be exactly what you think it should be. So I'm adding a little more yellow here and some magenta, kind of swirl throughout to break up some of those block colors. And we just want to clean up the resin while it's still wet because it is a little harder. I will go through and sand it later, but clean up the resin as soon as it falls. It makes it a little easier to deal with. So now I'm going to use the heat gun, and I am using that to manipulate the resin, spread it out, get rid of some of these block colors, these harsh lines. And right now, it's not really wanting to work with me. So there we go. Now, as you see, I'm moving the resin, mixing it. Like I said, we don't want any super harsh lines or blocks of color. Again, this is supposed to be my interpretation of sunset colors, so I really do want to make it look like the sky. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go ahead and add that golden. And I'm only adding a little bit of gold at a time because sometimes gold can overpower a painting, and I really didn't want to take away from these beautiful colors that I added. I just wanted to enhance it. So you see these small little lines I'm starting off with. And then I'm just going to go ahead and also use the heat gun again to go ahead and move the gold around and create some lacing effects. So here you see me still manipulating the resin with the heat gun. I'm not exactly getting what I want, so I'm gonna go back and add more gold a few more times, a little thicker, and yeah, we'll just continue to play with it, see what comes out. But again, I only wanted to add a little bit at a time because I didn't want to overpower the painting with this gold. But now we're gonna just move that around a little more. It's slowly becoming what I want it to be, but still not quite there. The great thing about this resin, and each resin is different, but you have about 30-45 minutes working time with it to get it where you want it to be, really. But you also have to keep in mind that when you're putting the resin down, that's also that time. So you want to get the resin on your canvas as quickly as possible so that then you can play with it with the heat gun and other tool that you might need to get it to look how you want. So I'm just going to keep playing until it looks like something I want or I like. So here I am adding a little more purple because I feel as though I've blended it out a little too much. So I wanted some of that deeper purple still there, so I went ahead and added a little more. I'm going to add a little more magenta as well. The yellow for me is kind of overpowering, so I don't want to add too much more yellow, but a little more orange. That metallic orange is really pretty. And then we're going to add the yellow too, just to have some clear, bright areas. So I'm just going to add it. And it's looking like it's getting to where I want it to be. I'm loving the cat cloud look of it all. And again, we'll just keep messing with it till you have something you like. Also, if this completely isn't what you like, you could always let this completely cure, do another layer, add more colors or whatever it is you feel like you need to do. But I'm pretty happy with it so far, so I'm just going to continue to play around. guys enjoyed this little tutorial and you like the finished look. Like I said, this was made for my sister Jenny, who passed away on her birthday. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching, lovies. I'll talk to you soon.